Good morning, dear sisters. It's a pleasure to be with you once more as we start again our spiritual journey. I will be studying with you the lesson for this week, lesson number 3. My name is Lázara Tenório and I'm speaking to you from Abbotsford. It's a small town in British Columbia, Canada. The title of our lesson is Crisis. Yea, all that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution. It's the key text from 2 Timothy chapter 3:12. The text from Patriarchs and Prophets, page 657 says, "When shadows encompass the soul, when we want light and guidance, we must look up. There is light beyond the darkness." I really like this text here. It's a very powerful text. And with these words here, this small paragraph, I want to wish you all, my dear sisters, a blessed new year, a blessed 2021. And I want you to keep this text in mind. When you face trials, when you are discouraged, I want you to remember these words, and may these words here bring you encouragement and hope. This is my wish and prayer for you. Today, Sunday, we are going to start the lesson. The topic is facing persecution. What triggered jealousy in Saul's heart against David? Question 8. We know the story when Saul and David, they were coming from a battle with the Philistines. They were fighting against the Philistines. When they came back, the women of all towns in Israel came to meet them, and they were dancing and singing. And one group was saying, "Saul had slain his thousands," and the other group would say, "and David his 10,000s." And at this moment, Saul became very jealous, and he started having this jealousy in his heart against David. And as the text from 1 John 3:15 says, anyone who hates a brother or sister is a murderer. So this will answer the second part of the question. Name a principle which explains why Saul's actions followed his sentiments. This jealousy that he was having in his heart was poisoning him, his soul. And when jealousy abides in the heart of a person, the person starts to plan a murder, because he starts hating, and then after the end will be a murder. So Saul opened his heart to the spirit of jealousy. Question B. Why does God allow Christians to undergo situations such as the one David now experienced? Now David was facing persecution. Twice he had to protect himself from Saul because he tried to kill David with his spear. And so from this occasion, David had to flee from the presence of Saul. And God sometimes allows us to go through situations like persecution and trials and hardships, because it's to try us, to make us to trust entirely in God, to depend entirely in God. And what did David learn through his connection with Saul? The first part of the text says, David's position at court would give him a knowledge of affairs in preparation for his future greatness. And as it happened with David that he was facing hardships which befell him through the enmity of Saul, would lead him to feel his dependence upon God and to put his whole trust in him. So as it happened with David, so also with us. When we have hardships, persecution, trials, let us always remember to put our trust only in God, entirely upon God. May the Lord help us today, and that we can keep these words in our minds, that we can learn the lesson to trust entirely in God. And tomorrow we will continue our studies for this. We will continue tomorrow the study of the lesson. May God bless you, and until then.